Hello Formula 1 and IndyCar fans, welcome to Formula Pun Racer. Today is July 30th, 2021. Before I get into any F1 and IndyCar news, are you ready to get your batteries charged up for some Formula E news?
Yes!
Oh, it's great to see that our battery packs of excitement are charged up to 100% for the London E-Prix news. The first race I would tell you is that it was won by Jake Dennis, a Formula E rookie driving for Andretti BMW. This is his second career win. Second place would go to Dutchman Nick de Vries in the Mercedes, and third place would go to fellow Brit Alex Lynn in the Mahindra. The second round of the two E-Prix was even more exciting, but it was not a good day if you're a fan of Audi because Audi driver Rene Rast crashed on the first lap, but more embarrassing is what would happen to Lucas di Grassi, his teammate of Brazil. At one point when the race was under yellow, he passed the entire field to take the lead by going through the pit lane under yellow. Totally illegal. And he was given the black flag, but he ignored it all the way to the checkered and was disqualified.
You lose! Good day, sir!
Got that right, Mr. Wonka. Oh, and happy 50th anniversary to said movie, by the way. But it's also 5 years since Gene Wilder left us, so... Shalom, Mr. Gene Wilder, we miss you. Anyway, to get onto the subject with, to get back to Formula E and linking it with chocolate, basically, is the fact is that Lucas di Grassi, despite the embarrassing disqualification he led himself in London, the next and final two rounds of the Formula E Championship happens August 14th and 15th in Audi's home soil in Berlin, Germany. So, Lucas and Renee, I hope you have a chance to do it right and in the land where chocolate is most popular, Deutschland. So this opened the door wide open for Britain's Alex Lynn to take his maiden Formula E win, driving for Mahindra. Nick de Vries once again in his Mercedes finished second, but what's amazing is how third place finisher Mitch Evans of Jaguar managed to hold off to the end Robin Frains in the Envision Virgin Racing Audi to take the final podium standing, and all with a broken front wing as well. I'm just sorry though that if you were hoping for Jaguar to win on home soil, it didn't happen. But let's just be thankful that Jaguar did finish on the podium at least once of the two rounds here. And that's all I can say. As a result of Nick de Vries' two consecutive second-place finishes in London, he now holds the Formula E title by 6 points over his fellow countryman Robin Frains of the Envision Virgin Racing team. And Envision Virgin Racing holds the Constructors' title at this point, followed by the Mercedes and Jaguar team, which is now third. So it's definitely down to the wire with 2 races left in the Formula E 2021 season. But for the moment, London can celebrate that 2 drivers, both from England, had won on home soil. Definitely exciting for Britain all the way around. In recent IndyCar news, Romain Grosjean of Dale Coyne Racing has been testing his car at the Gateway Oval Racecourse, which means that he will be driving his first oval race at that track later in August, so this ought to be exciting. Could this be a precursor that he'll drive in the Indy 500 next year? I hope so, but like those round tracks, what goes around comes around. With Romain Grosjean's contract running out at the end of the season with Dale Coyne, where will he go to for the 2022 season? That's in the air. And Jack Harvey, who has just left Meyershank Racing, it's possible he might be ending up with Rahal Letterman Lanigan in 2022. But for the next round for IndyCars, which is in Nashville on August 8th, the Rahal Letterman team will consist of Graham Rahal, Takuma Sato, and Santino Ferrucci, who returns to race in the third car for the team. Hopefully, maybe if one or more of them, or if Rahal expands to 4 cars, for Harvey, it just goes to show that he will definitely be worth Jack for Rahal. Recently, Jimmie Johnson has been leaning more and more to the idea of racing in the 2022 Indianapolis 500, a bunch of factors varying into why it won't be an easy task for him to get started. Even though he will do some oval testing at Homestead for Ganassi at the end of the season. Hopefully to get himself more into shape, But it's also a question of, can Ganassi afford to give Jimmie Johnson a fifth car? He already has Scott Dixon, Marcus Ericsson, Alex Palou, and Tony Kanaan running full-time for the team, even though Tony Kanaan drives the number 48 car in the ovals, while Jimmie Johnson takes the liberty of driving on the street and road courses in the 48. So, who knows? Will they have to duke it out between each other to get the ride? Or can Ganassi, now that he's sold his NASCAR operations, have the finances to field a fifth car? And can Jimmie Johnson prove his worth and improving his driving skills to go faster in Indy cars and maybe win it? I sincerely hope so. And hopefully Tony won't have to Kanaan Jimmie out of a ride for the year either. I sincerely hope it happens, with Ganassi having probably more money to add to his IndyCar program, now that he's gotten rid of his NASCAR operations. And if he can get 5 cars in the Indy 500, Alex, Marcus, Tony, Scott, and Jimmie Johnson, it'll just tell us one thing: Ganassi is indeed a chip off the old block. With IndyCar President Roger Penske listening to the fans about what they want to see in the future for Indy cars, which would mean they want more ovals in the future, well, so do I, in a way, because that's what makes IndyCar what it is. And some people want them to bring back Loudon, Kentucky, or Iowa, or Michigan, or Homestead. I personally want Richmond or tops Pocono because, just like Sharon Stone, Will Smith, Henry Gibson, Wanda Sykes, Mario Andretti and his family, and Sage Karam, I'm from Pennsylvania, and we could use some more IndyCar racing in Pennsylvania. Or at least build some permanent road course that's built for Indy cars in that area, because they ought to come back, because Pocono was built specifically for Indy cars, and they should live up to its potential. Yeah, I know the cars have gotten a little faster than before, and I know that the action wasn't as exciting as back when, like in the last few times I did it, but I enjoyed every single minute. I've been coming to the IndyCar races at Pocono since 2013, never missed a race, and I always paid top dollar each time to sit in the Victory Club to watch the race. Definitely loved it. But I would only go to Pocono for Indy cars, never NASCAR. And furthermore, I understand the hardships that occurred with the death of Justin Wilson and how Robert Wickens nearly lost his life at Pocono. But I would think, thanks to the aero screens, that problem can be a thing of the past. And all Pocono has to do is just do a better job at improving safety in those fast corners, and do a better job at promoting themselves like they do with NASCAR, as well as have better merchandise stands throughout the area, because it was kind of pitiful to have to go all the way from one area of the track just to get a merchandise and then have to come all the way back to my seat. I shouldn't have to do that. But, I mean, take that out of the equation, though. Like Pocono, I enjoyed it from start to finish. But only for Indy cars, because that's what it's for. And once again, the aero screens should make people shut up about the dangers of racing so fast. Well, that's my personal opinion, and I'm sure Mario Andretti wouldn't be in agreement. Oh, and thank you for your autograph at Pocono last, Mario. Oh, that was great. That's another reason why I liked being at Pocono and paying top dollar, because it also supports like these Indy cars, like fans' money coming in. Well, it's better than just the cheap seats. I paid for the expensive seats, for that matter, just for that purpose. Well, anyway, after all, if it happens, they say what goes around comes around. With Formula One returning to racing action this Sunday, are you just hungry to watch them race? Then this Sunday, they race at the Hungaroring in Budapest, Hungary, the land of goulash, the Rubik's Cube, and Eva Gabor. This is a tight and twisty track with 7 left-hand corners and 7 right-hand corners, quite demanding for car setups. It is almost like the Monaco Grand Prix, with one major difference: a little wider stretches and more runoff space, and no buildings or palm trees around them, but it can be just as challenging to set up the cars there as it is at Monaco. Still, it'll be the first time since 2020 that the Hungaroring will be filled with fans because of the pandemic. Oh, I'm sure we're all hungry for excitement, and I should grab myself a bowl of goulash to watch the race as well. by the way, in my last video, I may have said that Max Verstappen's lead over Lewis is 7 points. My mistake, he's 8 points ahead of Lewis. But even now, Red Bull and Mercedes are still duking it out over the controversy that made Hamilton pit Max into the tire barrier at 51 Gs and causing $1.8 million damage to the Red Bull Honda. Already in practice, the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton have been showing the fastest times, but Max Verstappen hasn't been far behind in that area. With Lewis Hamilton having won the Hungarian Grand Prix a record amount of 8 times the winningest driver in Hungaroring history, he is definitely on course for his 9th, and if he wins this race, it'll be his 100th career win, and he'll certainly take the points lead away from Max Verstappen. But don't count out the Flying Dutchman, because he's been doing well in practice earlier these past few days, and even though there's one more practice round in qualifying as of the recording of this video, don't count anyone out, because there have been 4 drivers who have gotten their maiden victories at the Hungarian Grand Prix. In 1993, Damon Hill took his first victory there before winning the World Championship in 1996. Fernando Alonso won his first Formula One race in Hungary before he would win the championship in 2005 and 6. In 2006, Jenson Button won his first race there in Hungary. Then in 2008, Heikki Kovalainen of Finland took his one and only Formula One victory for McLaren. And as for Jenson Button, he won the 2009 F1 Championship, if you're wondering. So 3 out of these 4 maiden victory drivers who won in Hungary became champions in their own right. So who knows if Hungary will have a new driver to take his maiden victory. So to follow in the footsteps of Damon Hill, Fernando Alonso, Jenson Button and Heikki Kovalainen. Or will it be another Lewis Hamilton victory? Who knows, but we know for a fact that this tight and twisting track is anything but predictable. Well, that's it for this video. If you like my videos, thanks for watching, and please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, as well as click the bell to be notified of future video uploads. And please feel free to comment on what you think of my videos. I always read your comments and I always listen. So, I'll leave you with the results of the Formula E races in London, as well as give you the schedule for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's see who comes out on top in Hungary. Mercedes, Red Bull, or someone else? Let's find out. I'm Aaron Cylinder, firing on all cylinders.